Hey, did you hear they discovered a new blood type? Whoa, really? So I guess that means there's now 5 different 48 blood type groups. What did you say? I said 48. But I feel like for some people watching, that part might be the news. So, what? You may remember from high school biology that the thing that determines your blood type are antigens, the little markers on your red blood cell that tell if you're A, B, AB, or O. Those markers are what your white blood cells check to make sure that your blood is your blood and not something else that's not supposed to be there. Otherwise, they'll trigger an immune response and, I'm allowed to be here. I'm here for a video! The thing is, this textbook simplification is hiding something really, really interesting. Because red blood cells don't just have a few antigens, they have millions all across their surface. So sometimes it's better to zoom in and imagine red blood cells like this, and imagine antigens as the little chains of proteins and sugars that they are. And while there's your name brand antigens like A and B, we know of a lot more. In fact, the ABO system, as it's called, is only one of the 48 blood type groups officially recognized by the International Society of Blood Transfusion. In total, they've cataloged 367 different antigens, and there's a lot more that we don't know what they do or seem to do nothing. So do I have to worry if I'm A positive but also LMNOP negative? Most likely, no. A, B, and Rh are the antigens that vary most commonly in people. In fact, the other blood types are so rare that they're often named after the person they're discovered in. In this case, the Gwada blood type was named after Guadalupe, the island where the anonymous patient is from. Okay, so there's lots of antigens and some of them are rare, but what I still don't get is how are we still discovering blood types in 2025? Well, that's because antigens don't look like this either. They're molecules. They're made up of dozens of literal atoms. So even with an electron microscope, it's still really, really hard to see an antigen, let alone catch our specific culprit in action amongst the millions. In fact, researchers have been trying to solve the mystery of the Gwada blood type since 2011. It was only after researchers sequenced her DNA that they found that she had a mutation that was stopping her body from making one specific antigen that you and I and everyone else has, making her the only person we know of to be Gwada-negative. People with rare blood types will often store or freeze their own blood for future use, but some scientists are also looking into developing lab-grown blood for exactly these rare circumstances. For something so common and so small, there is still a lot to learn about these little guys. No, I'm here with Scientific American!